everyone, in this video it's a good old-fashioned unboxing of the brand new Nikon Df retro style full frame FX Nikon camera. Okay, so you probably know this channel is mainly about news and previews. So unboxings, stuff from the floor of trade shows, that kind of thing is here. And then all of my in-depth reviews and my how to use your gear is over on the Matt Granger channel. So make sure you check out that one. We're gonna have a full review and lots of hands-on with this one in the next couple of weeks. But let's unbox this bad boy. You'll see from the size of the box, this is actually the kit that comes with the lens, but I didn't buy that. They only had these in stock, so they just took the lens out and sold me the camera only. So when we open this bad boy up, you see, oh, this side is empty. It's just got my invoice in it. That's where the lens would be. Now, I'm gonna go into this on the review on the other channel. You know, some people are polarized about that you're paying a premium for the looks, and I would argue that you are as well. But if there's any product that's been more just jacked up in price with no real value just for looks, it's the lens that comes with this. It's exactly the 50mm 1.8G with a little silver band on it that to me doesn't add much in the way of a retro look, but it adds 50 bucks to the price tag. It's a great lens anyway, without that. That's an interesting horn. Okay, let's unbox this. Now, taking a look, it's certainly got more cardboard in there than Nikon's recent camera. So it looks like they're kind of going for the X series from Fuji kind of look and feel. So, you know, this one has the manual, which as always is hugely fat. Let's see, this one is 374 pages. Crikey. The warranty, Nikon Australia, genuine warranty, of course. I bought this one locally from DigiDirect in the city. Comes with View NX2. Taking a look inside. So first of all, let's have a look at the little accessory box this one's coming with. This one uses the NEL EL14A battery, which is the same one that the 3000 and 5000 series cameras use. This one's grey. The one that came with my 5200 was black, but it's still the same power capacity and size, so you can use those ones if you had one of those. We've got our little tiny USB cable. Now, a new style strap for this guy. I normally never even open these because I don't use them, but because it's not your standard black and gold one, it's still reasonably boring though. I'll give you a close-up on that one. It's embroidered. It's slightly more premium even than the FX ones that you normally get, but it's not like the optional ones you can buy that are leather and all of that kind of thing. Hey, they got to save something for the aftermarket sales, right? Speaking of, I'm surprised this didn't come with an optional retro-looking flash to match it. That putting a big old like 910 on top of this guy could look a little bit funny. Looking at the adapter, interesting. Okay, so it's got the flat plug and then this big chunky one on the back. So it's kind of a universal one, and they would just change this part depending on which country it's shipping to. I'd much prefer to get one that just has the two plugs that flip out so it travels flat and that they were on the angle so I could use it in Australia, but whatevs. Now, that's pretty much all we get in the way of accessories. Now, all that's left in here is the little crate. Again, another piece of black cardboard. And here is the camera itself in a little black bag, nothing fancy about it, just a little mesh bag. There we go. So I went for the black one. I was tossing up. When I first saw the black one, I wasn't sure. Then I went in to check out the silver one, saw them side by side, and for me, whilst I really liked the idea of the silver, parts of it just looked a bit cheap, to be honest, especially the bracket button and some of these other buttons, and the metal. It's not plastic. Well, I don't know, it doesn't feel like the old ones, and that's kind of what you're going for. If you are gonna pay a premium for looks, then looks matter. And I felt that it looked like cheap composite metal, even though underneath this nice fiber, you know, textured paint that this one has, it will be the same metal under there anyway. Let's compare this to one of the old ones to see how retro it really is. So whilst yada yada yada, it's the smallest, lightest full frame camera that Nikon's ever made, it's not nearly as small as the old ones. And comparing it to the D800, which is, you know, bigger than the D600, so there's an in-between step, it's not hugely small. It is noticeably thinner, shorter, and wide, narrower, all of those things than the D800. It shares some components with it, and some from the D600 and some from the D4, but you know, there's obvious differences between the two. Anyway, this is an unboxing. I wanted to show you what comes in the box, what you're getting for your money, and that's pretty much it. In the review, I'll be going through more of the specs, but just as a top line for you, it's single SD card, no video, 5.5 frames a second, RAW or JPEG. It's got the 16 megapixel sensor from the Nikon D4. It's got the focusing system from the D610 that has that really central tight group of focus points, not the full coverage of points like the D4 had. It's got X-Speed 3, which is not their latest, but it is again what the D4 had. And it has all the way through to, you know, high 4, 12,800, then high 1 is 25, high 2 is 51 or whatever, high 3 is 102,000, so this goes all the way through to 204,000, and the image quality and the ISO performance is going to be the same as the D4. It's got the same guts, there's some other hardware in there, but the imaging system from it is essentially the D4. So this is mine, you know, obviously I liked it enough to buy it. It's not a cheap camera. When you look at the competitors out there, there's a lot of them depending on what you're looking for from your camera, but I've been waiting for something like this to come through for a long time. So please do make sure you jump over to the Matt Granger channel, subscribe, and stay up to date with the in-depth review on this one and all of the tutorials I do over there. You can also check us out at /Matt Granger on Facebook, _Matt Granger on Twitter and Instagram, and the mattgranger.com website is where you can find all of my tutorials, books, sign up for the mailing list, and the archive of all of the videos from the last couple of years. Hope you enjoyed that. Leave me any questions or comments. See you soon.